It's on a day like this that I feel so happy that I'm on this trip because amazing. I'm so happy. Selamat pagi.
What's up you guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristian Hansen. It is Friday, August 13th. It is 7:30 here in the morning in Nice, France. It's 28 degrees now, even though it's only 7:30. And they're so quiet in the streets now. You can see everything is still closed. It's too early. Nobody wants to be up at this hour yet. It's way too early. So now I'm just heading to the beach to show you guys how the beachfront looks because it's so beautiful. And today I will be driving here from Nice towards Monaco. Very expensive city. It's a city where the big Monte Carlo Casino is, and then I will not be staying there. I'll just quickly be driving a tour inside the city, see how it looks, and then I will be heading towards Italy today. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how the road looks like to Italy. I'm gonna make some stops and hopefully give you a virtual feel for how it is to be in Italy. So let's get on the road and let's go. But first, let me show you the beach because it's really nice. And we're here. So right now I'm just sitting on these line of blue benches that's lined up so you can sit and watch the view here over the water in the morning. The fun thing about the beach here in Nice is that there's no sand, it's only rocks. You don't see that a lot in Europe unless you go to Croatia. But I kind of like it there. The water here is completely still in the morning. There's just a few people going out to swim. The sun is coming up over the mountain and people are running here on the promenade. Unfortunately, I can't put the drone in the air because they have some pretty strict drone rules here in France as soon as you're close to residential buildings. And I don't want the drone to be shot down, so I think we're gonna skip that part here in Nice. But yeah guys, over the last couple of days I've just been staying in the Hotel Busby here, only 3 or 4 streets from the beach. Really nice location and quite affordable. It's actually the cheapest hotel I could find at all here in Nice. It was only 85 euros per night, which is really cheap here because pretty much all other hotels were anything between 100, 200, 300 euros for one night. So really affordable, and 12 euros for the breakfast. So in terms of cost that I've spent here, yesterday I went here to the beach club right here on the beach. It was 30 euros for one sunbed for the day, and it started raining around 12 o'clock, so that wasn't the best to spend money here, but it's really nice, really clean. And I went to the hairdresser. An old guy called Michel had his own shop. I spent 25 euros for a haircut there. Really nice guy. That was definitely worth it. And what else did I do? I went out to have dinner last night. I had a salad, dessert. I just sat in the big street here in Nice in what's called Old Town and had a couple of glasses of wine, and that was 33 euros. So you can hear when you stay in Nice for a couple of days, the expenses really do start to line up. So it's been great to stay here, but it's also time for me to get going and try something new. And you guys might be thinking, but why didn't you, for example, make any video when you were in the city last night? Or when you went out to dinner? It's a little bit different making videos here in Europe because you cannot just film a lot in like public places because eventually some people are gonna get annoyed by it. So I can't sit at a big restaurant and just start filming the other ones sitting at the tables. To be completely honest with you, I think I could easily have stayed another week or 2 here in Nice. Just running by the beach in the mornings and getting some coffee and a croissant here in the morning. I think there's definitely something special about Nice, and I definitely want to come back to the city at some point. But to be honest with you, I really miss Indonesia. So I'm actually starting to head northeast today, so I'm starting to make my way towards the northern countries and towards Denmark, because it is my hope that I can fly back to Indonesia on September 4th. Cross your fingers, guys. Put it in your night prayer, because I really want to go back. I miss my home now. And another point that I think I failed to mention is, besides the sun and the good looking streets, the nice food, there's also, bonjour, there's also a ton of beautiful women here. It's ridiculous. Blondes, brunettes, everything. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say about it. There's a lot. So I actually had a really good idea. Before I leave Nice, I thought it could be interesting for you guys to hear as well from other people what they think of Nice instead of just my opinion. So we're gonna go to the beach and we're gonna see if somebody wants to tell us what they think about Nice. Just make it short and quick, just for you to get an idea of what other people think as well.
The beach, crystal clear water, and the weather like today.
I think that the beach is one of the best thing, and maybe the culture, you know.
The best about Nice is the beach and the people and the party.
And the parties.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, you have the ocean, the mountains, and the city.
And the city.
Beautiful city.
Beautiful city. I agree with you.
I like the long beach that stretches through the town and you see everything. It's wonderful.
Food.
The food?
Yes.
Yes.
We like the architecture. Yes, the houses and the weather. Very sunny. The beach is really nice.
The beach is quite fun. A lot of restaurants and a lot of people. If you want to have a people bath, come to Nice.
Okay. Fantastic.
Alright guys, and there you have it. I'm now back in my room, ready to pack. And it seemed like a lot of the people that I met, they really did enjoy Nice. So now, let's pack up the things and let's go to Monaco.
Alright guys, the hard part is over. Everything is now packed. It is 11:45. I'm heading to Monaco, and because of all the traffic, it actually says 43 minutes. So I have to take off my jacket because it is 33 degrees outside now. So I would die before I even got out on the road. So I'm gonna drive a bit, I'm gonna put it back on, don't worry. But now, let's get on the road. Thank you so much, Hotel Busby. It's been a nice day. And Nice, au revoir. You are not gonna believe what just happened to me. So I had to turn my way back right, and then I drove past the police again. And then they stopped me actually and reminded me that it's law here in France that I have to wear gloves. And I, of course, get off, take on my gloves, and they would like to show me the papers. And believe it or not, the French police officer that stopped me, he see my sticker, Kristian Hansen sticker, and he says, "You are a YouTuber, yes?" And I kid you not, he's following me, he's a subscriber on YouTube. That is so cool. So he just showed me a really, really good route that I can drive to Monaco today. So, wow, I did not expect to meet a subscriber in Monaco. All of it, and then also it being a police officer of everything. Wow, such a cool experience. I can't believe it. Okay. Time to get back on the road. This is why it is so important to talk to other people when you're out traveling, especially when you're on your own. because if I hadn't been stopped by the police officer, I wouldn't have noticed that I had a French police officer as a subscriber, and he just recommended me. He said the best road to drive from Nice to Monaco, there's 3 small ways. The smallest one is not that good of a view. The middle one is the one that the commuters between Monaco and France they use. And then he says there's the Grand Corniche, like the big balcony or the big terrace, where you drive. It's a little bit slower than the highway, but you drive up and you see all the view over the water on the way to Monaco. So that's what we're gonna do now, and we'll see how it goes. See it from here. I couldn't really find a good parking spot, so I can't be here for long. But down there we have all the boats and the massive big yard out there, yacht in there. And over here we have the coastline of Nice. Wow, it's so beautiful, the port of Nice. Amazing. All right, let's keep it going. So I just had a small Instagram live here between Nice and Monaco. The connection was not very good, but I still just felt like making this live because I thought it was so much fun that I was stopped by this police officer and that he was a subscriber. So now I have 20 minutes left into Monaco. So for those of you who don't know, Monaco is actually a sovereign state, kind of like the Vatican, just within France, because it runs on the same French Riviera. And Monaco is famously known, it's actually being called the billionaire's playground because a lot of rich people live in Monaco. And it's especially known for the Monaco Yacht Week and for the Monaco Grand Prix. And in Monaco there's also the very, very famous casino, Monte Carlo Casino. So we will be driving there today and see if we can get close enough to see how it looks like. Wow, check the view here. Phew. So let's go home. And the road says Monaco straight ahead. Wow, so much water. I can't believe I drove all the way from Denmark to this, the French Riviera. Sure is amazing and incredibly beautiful. Oh, I really want to get past that big truck, but it doesn't look like he's gonna let me. We're gonna try, and it worked. Nice. Past the next truck. Made it. Whoa. Speed on the go, eh? Shoot. Oh, I like this a lot. Reminds me of Jakarta traffic. That's been Extivo di Monaco. And guys, I think I am now officially in Monaco. Woohoo! Fantastic. The sovereign state of Monaco is now for the first time on my list. Wow, look at the building, look at that. All the carvings and the colors. No doubt about it, this is a city with money. I'm in Monaco. Amazing. Wow, there we have it right in front of me. Can you see it? Monte Carlo Casino. Amazing. Wow, it's beautiful. Monte Carlo. And there are some expensive shops here. What a fantastic city. So guys, it's not allowed to drive into the area of the casino. So I'm parked just outside. I'm just gonna walk over there. Let's see how it looks. And then we're gonna continue with the journey because we still have quite a lot of kilometers to cover today. So let's go and check it out. Alright guys, besides Monaco being absolutely beautiful, I'm not a fan right now because I asked this police officer here how safe my things would be if I left my bags at the motorcycle. He was standing right next to me and he said he didn't know it was Monaco, but you know. So not a lot of help, and it's insanely hot today. I'm wearing still my motorcycle clothes because I can't just quickly switch into something else.
So it's gonna be very short clips of the Monte Carlo Casino because I have to get back to the motorcycle, make sure my things are not stolen, and make sure I don't die of sweating in the process. Let's quickly go and have a look. I just want to see it. And another insane thing here is that the security guard just reminded me 3 times I have to wear a mask even though I'm walking outside like this, so I don't infect any of the people that is not standing close to me. So, combine that it's already hot, put on a mask, but check out this view.
That is some of the biggest yachts I have ever seen in my life.
Alright guys, I'm now out in front of the Monte Carlo Casino here, and it is no joke. I'm sweating bullets in my motorcycle clothing here. But it's so beautiful and it's all about the height. You see the fancy Lamborghinis, Porsches behind me here, and it is so beautiful. The old buildings here, there's just Maseratis, Ferraris. I almost feel like gambling a little bit now that I'm here, but I have to get going and I'm slowly dehydrating here. So let's keep that vlog for another day. And actually you cannot film inside either, so alright, back to the motorcycle, make sure my things aren't stolen.
Alright guys, I'm now out of Monaco. I just made a quick stop here in the city of Mendel. I just needed to drink something because wow, sweating that much at Monte Carlo in Monaco, it honestly, I nearly fainted. It was, but I just so much wanted to see how the Monte Carlo Casino looked like, but it was unbearable. It was so hot, and I was afraid my things would get stolen, and I was in such a rush, but I got to see it. I had to see it. Now I have seen it, and I would love to come back someday where I'm not in full leather gear.
Guys, I have now made it to Italy. I've been in 3 countries in less than 1 hour, and I've made it to Italy on an Italian bike, on a Ducati. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I'm so happy.
What a beauty that is driving next to me right now. Isn't it just beautiful? Here in Italy, I've been in Italy for less than 10 minutes, and I'm already seeing the first Ferrari.
So guys, I did not make it to Alessandria today. That will have to be tomorrow, if that is. So generally I have been driving, same in the Alps, around 100 kilometers per day. And today I actually drove a little bit more, 110 kilometers. And I ended up in this city called Allasio. And it is a really beautiful little Italian city. And I couldn't find any hotels on Agoda, on booking.com. And I almost ended up with the same thing happening as last time, where I couldn't find any place to sleep. So I had to go to the last option, which is basically just driving around, knocking on doors at the different hotels and asking them if they have any available rooms. And I went to 5-6 different hotels. I think the 6th hotel, I asked them how much it was for a night. They had a room, but it was 150 euros for one night. And I almost took it. And then I thought, okay, I'll just check one more hotel. And I did. And the hotel next door, same view, great room, was only 75 euros. So I took that. And yeah, with breakfast, it's really cheap. It's right next to the beach, it's perfect. So now I'm here in the small Italian streets. I'm gonna find a place to eat. I just wanna get some pizza, some wine, and then get early to bed. I'm just gonna show you this place because it is a really cozy little city here in Italy. So yeah, I'm gonna find some food now and then I'll show you the place. So one of the best places about the city is that it's right here on the beach, and it's so beautiful. I wish I could stay here for a couple more days, but I felt the same way about Nice, and I have to keep moving. So what I did today is I basically just drove from Nice to Monaco along the coastway, and then I drove from Monaco to this city, Allasio, on the coastal roads as well. I actually quickly went on the highways, but I thought that was just way too boring. So I just drove down to the water and I kept going, even though it was 50 zones, 30 zones sometimes. It's definitely worth it, I think, on a trip like this, to drive on the most beautiful places instead of just going straight on the highway. And that's what I did today. That's why I didn't make such a long distance. And I think I'm gonna do the same again tomorrow, because it's just less stressful and I feel like I'm exploring more when I'm taking these small roads. So if you are gonna do a Europe tour like this, I would highly suggest that you take some of the smaller roads and explore some of these smaller cities. For example, this little city, because this is the way I think you explore the country the best. And then in all these small Italian cities, you have these small streets, but it's just so cozy. People are having pizza, they're having wine. Also a perfect place for people to go on vacation with their family, especially if you have kids. And one thing that I do tend to forget, both here in France but also in Italy, is that everything looks so empty here in the streets, even though it's 8 o'clock at night. But that's because in France and in Italy it's very common, to Spain as well, to eat late. So typically people won't go to a restaurant until 9 o'clock in the evening. So that's why every night I think, oh, it's so empty, but as soon as it gets more dark, then people start showing up. Signore, can I ask you, what time do people normally come to the restaurant?
9 o'clock.
Most people 9 o'clock, right?
9 o'clock.
Okay, grazie. Normally 9 o'clock here in Italy. So, but already here it's at 8 o'clock. There's so many people. But it's such a lively city. Even though it's a small city, it's a beautiful city, cozy city, I would say. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be it for today, because I still haven't eaten and the sun is going down, it's getting late, and apparently I can't focus on shooting and eating at the same time. So that will be it here from Allisano. Every time I go to a new city I forget what the name is. I already put it on the screen. But anyway, had a great day going here from Nice to Monaco and now here to Italy. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because there will be coming more videos here from Italy. I will be going to Slovakia, I will be going to Austria, Poland, and hello. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and until next time, arrivederci. Today I'm in the beautiful Italian city of Bologna. There is the Ducati Factory.